It's Week 18 of the National Football League. All eyes are on Jamar Chase as he's topped the 1,300-yard mark receiving on the year. It's the Saints and the Panthers, next on EA Sports.
From a city that has hosted 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. We welcome everybody again alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and CD, we've got an interesting test here today. One of the league's best passing games and one of the best pass defenses set to square up and see who can perform better in a high-profile matchup.
And you...
22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway from the Superdome. Here comes Marquez Stevenson now from his end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. Leading them out, the 26 overall pick from the 2020 draft, former Utah State Aggie, it's Jordan Love.
And at the start of Jordan Love's NFL career, he had one of the best seats in the stadium watching Aaron Rodgers work. But now he's looking for more than that. Rocket arm, big play potential. And he wants to show this organization that he's capable of being a dependable starter for the foreseeable future.
Ready? They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. To pass, here's Jordan Love. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. Coverage there by the former first-round pick, William Jackson. But, Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, so now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Terrific observation, because trying to move up a spot, I don't know if it's worth it if you're trying to play guys who aren't quite right. Get them healthy, get ready for the playoffs, make your move then.
It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards. Love. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. The Saints at 11-5 on the year, and they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games,
he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Panthers are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them, and an absolute shock for the quarterback, because he went into it, he saw the numbers we saw, he watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at their own 37. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11. Rodgers going to throw. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 13 yards, first down, Panthers. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. On play action, it's Rodgers. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. From the 17, here's 2nd and 4. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And the Saints are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed them up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession. Yeah, and one great way to judge a defense, how do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and they have to run out in the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Love. Complete once again to Watson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Holding offense.
So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Working out of the gun, Love. And complete to Drake London. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here.
Here we go. Here we go.
They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he's got room. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 41 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Williams loses the football, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. So that's about as fortuitous of a bounce as you're going to find as it's scooped up and taken in for the touchdown.
And I love how you use the word fortuitous there, because as that popped up, he just happened to be in the right place, grabbed it, and found his way into the end zone.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Taken at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Jamal Williams making his way back onto the field. He's probably a little angry at himself. It was his fumble, obviously, a moment ago that led to the scoop and score touchdown that has him down early.
And now we find out about the psychology aspect of being a coach. Because when you have a guy that's just happened, some people want to take him out of the game immediately. Others say, you know something? Let's feed him the ball again next series and see if he's going to be able to atone for it. Let's see what they decide to do.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Love's throw complete here to Waller. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. On 2nd down, Williams. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A give to Williams, running right. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Love looking to throw it. Gets this one to Juszczyk. And he's going to get this down near the 25. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Throwing. Love. Throw left side. There's London. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, Love. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Jamar Chase hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Saints are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls at work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers, it's caught. Lockett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Gibson again. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
To throw, it's Rodgers. This complete to Lockett. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Now Love. Quick slant to Watson. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
First down, Love to pass. This pass is caught by London. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. A big completion there against double coverage. And Charles, one of those guys had a pick on him earlier.
Yeah, so he didn't allow that to deter him at all, did he? In fact, it probably was a challenge. Okay, you got to pick me 4. It's my turn now to make the big play. And that's exactly what he did.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who was shaken up on that last play. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Touchdown! Darren Waller from 19 yards away. And the Saints have moved out in front. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. Here's Gibson to start the drive. Oh, Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason when we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. On 2nd and 10, Love eyes the crossing route and hits Watson. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Give him 30 yards there.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Love now. Touchdown, Saints. Darren Waller with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it concludes with a touchdown reception by Darren Waller. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here comes Antonio Gibson as he's set for another drive. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try to loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Rodgers to throw. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. And he goes out right around the 39. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Rodgers now on first down. And this one complete to Doolin. A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. Now a play fake. Rodgers. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 40. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. And again, it's Rodgers. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Dan, sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, it's still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Williams. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing again on second down. Love. Into the hands of London. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, Love to throw. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit him over the top, unsuccessfully.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this one is incomplete. These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the visiting Saints who got the victory then, so they'll look for the season sweep here in New Orleans. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Love. And caught by London. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a first down. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll begin in the NFC South. Tampa Bay paying their yearly visit to Atlanta. And it's the Buccaneers who are out in front with that game closing in on halftime. 3 touchdown passes there for Mac Jones. Next, we head up to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who are out in front. Jarvis Landry, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. The Pats trying to hold on and claim victory. Now time for a check of the next-gen stats in the first half for Carolina. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half. Both teams going through their final halftime adjustments. We're about ready to get back to football. And to bring you the second half from the Superdome, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Rodgers. A throw on the money there to Doolin. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. To throw is Rodgers. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield. From midfield, here's Rodgers. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. He'll find Bateman once more. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. On 2nd down, this is Edmonds. Oh, able to avoid him. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards and a Panther 1st down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. This is caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. 23 yards on the play.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Edmonds will take this one in. Touchdown, Carolina. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front. Offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Well, I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Jordan Fuller there to take him down. Right back to Juszczyk again. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
And that was a good collision right there. And I know this as a former defender. If you're playing linebacker, you're going through a checklist on every play on who you think's going to get the ball and where you think the ball's going to go. Rarely do you expect the fullback position to get it. And on that play he did. So you got to steel yourself at that point because the contact is going to be strong.
134 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. And he'll find Chase on the right side complete. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
On 1st and 10, Love. That's caught by Waller out left side. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing. Love. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. After all that, they only wind up with a yard. It's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Love's throw brought in by Watson. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. This is caught. And the Saints are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Second down and goal. Love toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Striker, 3-3.
Love, this is 3rd and goal. And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay.
Touchdown! Darren Waller with his 3rd touchdown of the ball game, number on the season. And the Saints are able to build on to their fourth-quarter lead. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bull his way in there for the 2 points. Nothing fancy there on that 2-point try. Give it to the big boy, let him go to work.
That almost felt like sandlot football that we used to play, didn't it? Biggest guy on your team who can carry the ball, hand it to him and let him rumble.
Nobody picked me on the sandlot football team.
You were quarterback, and I know better.
I was the water boy. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. It'll be Edmonds to begin the drive. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now it's Rodgers. Drops this underneath for Chandler. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Here's Rodgers to throw. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They got the fumble recovery. Now here's Love to pass. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Love. He'll complete this one to Watson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense, because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. His pass caught at the 4. Touchdown, Saints. Darren Waller, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Carolina getting set to take the field. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. And this one complete to Doolin. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now a throw here to his running back, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he's got his man in stride, complete. A good display of footwork. It gets him just inside the 5 to the 4. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that will bring up 2nd down. Here's Chandler on 2nd down. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Ashton Doolin, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Panthers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. And Johnson's extra point up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. 158 yards for him now on the ground as he goes over the century mark here. And I'd say he's ready for the playoffs ahead, no doubt. Love's throw complete here to Waller. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. They'll run with a fullback, Juszczyk. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the 1st. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Williams will try again. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. All right, ball at the 1-yard line, 4th down. What do you say?
I say go, because if you can't get 1 yard, what's the old adage? If I can't get 1 yard, I don't deserve to win it.
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Jamal Williams. That's his 18th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Saints look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. But this defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
They'll look to run for it with Williams. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I have to admit, I love the excitement of a 2-point try. You know, to see what's going to happen, and it happens pretty quickly, doesn't it? You get an answer, and in this case, it was unsuccessful for the guys trying it.
Completely unrelated. I just realized that I stole both of your pins in this last game. My bad, partner.
Hey, that's okay. Well, and just in the time they went for 2.
Rodgers now on 1st down. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw complete there to Bateman. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On 1st down, Rodgers. He'll find Bateman once more. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. A higher-scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. I'd like to be those defensive coaches, though. That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared. But executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for the Saints, they finish off the regular season at 12 up and 5 down. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Carolina, it's a tough loss to take as they'll finish things off at 9-8. But they've got better days in their future. Of that,